cold. Okay. Okay, so another week has passed since I launched this series on this second channel called Building a Better Maker. Last week was part 1, this week is part 2. And I'm gonna explain to you what I've learned. Of course, I've tried this yo-yo effect of eating better and doing the right things. However, I haven't been successful with it as you see. So this week I learned quite a bit. Now, I didn't go full tilt. All right, I'll give you a number since, I'll wait. We'll wait for that. Okay, I'll show you if I've lost anything, if I've gained anything. Yeah, we'll wait for that. So, what I've learned is don't go insanely crazy. Don't just change every little habit that you have immediately, because it'll rock your world. It really will. I've done that before, and what happens is you get these massive headaches and you get this sense of malaise and ache, and it really does kind of rock your world for about a week. Is it good for you? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe you go through that 2 weeks of torment, and then you get to the other side, and maybe you're a better person because of it. Haven't tried that, but this week, what I did is I just took the unnecessary things I was doing, that I knew I was doing consciously. I knew I made mistakes throughout every day about my health and about my diet, and I'll explain to you what those were. All right, number one, let's go over here. Number one is frivolous eating in the morning. Okay, bad habits in the morning. Every day, I would get up, get ready for work, I would stop off somewhere. It didn't matter where. It could have been a restaurant, could have been a gas station, it didn't matter. And I would grab myself something to eat, something bad to eat. Donuts, pastries, you name it. Even packs of M&Ms. I mean, good Lord, when these habits start to happen and you start to get that endorphin rush of that sugar coming in, it really does. It's an addiction and it gets you. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna stop that, but I'm gonna replace it with something that's a natural sugar. So I started having either an apple or an orange every morning. Right now we got these cool little Satsumas. They peel off. They're so easy to peel. They're so good. That's neither here nor there. All right. So that was one habit that I changed. The second habit that I changed was if I got full, I would just stop. So every meal that you have, there's typically a moment in that meal, as good as it may be, where you go, whew, okay, maybe I've had enough. You let it sit for a second and then you plow through and you continue. Now, I stopped doing that too. Finding I was probably only consuming about 75% of what was in front of me instead of the whole 100. That was a pretty good aha moment for me, is that I think everyone that struggles with their weight knows when they get to a certain point in any meal, whether it be a really nice salad or a cheeseburger, there becomes a point where you think, my body's telling me no, and you don't listen. And that's one of those things that I had to overcome. And the third thing, well, I'll tell you. The third thing may be one of the most important, and it has to do with my drinking habits. No, not that kind of drinking. I'm not a drinker, never have been. That's kind of a personal choice, but anyway, that's not why. Well, you know what? Let me just say this: if you are a drinker, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, just make sure you don't do anything to hurt yourself or anybody else. Right? That's the goal. But if you're a beer drinker, there's a lot of calories in that stuff. So a lot of people who do struggle with their weight and there are drinkers, when they decide to quit drinking, the pounds do fall off somewhat. So that could be a tip maybe for somebody else, but it's not me. I got this big without the alcohol, so whew, okay. Anyway, third thing is that in my drinking of various things in the world, I decided I will not get any calories from liquid. All right, I didn't drink much water. I do have the occasional energy drink, just because this is a busy lifestyle, the caffeine does help. So I started not drinking black coffee, but zero sugar, creamer, and much less of it. I know that there's artificial sweeteners and things, and I'm not a dietitian, and nor do I expect anyone on here to go, hey, you ought to be careful and stuff like that, but that's not the point. But I tell you, man, it was possible between sodas and fruit drinks and all kinds of stuff, Powerade, you name it. You could consume 1,000, 1,500 calories alone in liquid, and that could be a big determining factor as well. So I cut that all out. All right, so that's one of the things that is one of the most important things to me, is that where are the frivolous calories coming from? Where are the frivolous bad decisions I'm making? And there is one more thing I do want to say about these habits and what's working and what's not. One habit that I really had that I had to change was grabbing a snack, candy bar, M&M, something on the way home from work too. My goodness, I'm really letting you guys know how this happened, but that's okay. And the fact is that is just no more. I have a pack of sugar-free gum in the car. I know that when I get off work, hey, I could take care of that oral fixation or whatever that might be, that need, and that's been met by that trick as well. Yeah, so there you go, guys. Those are my results. I will tell you my number, it's right here. It's only about 6 pounds. We're not counting decimal points, are we? We're at 263 right now. I guess it's almost 7, which is pretty good. And what I've noticed so far is my clothing, my shirts. I embraced the 2XL size a few years ago, and I just said, okay, I guess this is where I am. But then that 2XL size started getting a little snug, and I couldn't believe it that the 2XL t-shirt felt like an XL years ago, and that was kind of one of those moments too. But you know what, those shirts are fitting just a little bit better, pants are fitting just a little bit better, and I have noticed even within that 7 pound range, there are some determining things, there are some factors that have made me realize that this is working and it's going to work. And as far as you guys, the amazing comments, the amazing support, oh my goodness, that last video really warmed my heart, and just to read what you guys are going through as well. I really appreciate y'all being on the journey with me. Again, keep the comments coming. Let me know how you did this week, and let me know just how things are going, because if we can't do this by ourselves, this is a great platform and a great method to do this together. I really appreciate you guys being here. And thanks again for joining me on another episode of Building a Better Maker. I know not everyone struggles with this kind of thing, but so many of us do. Trust me, I've been to our conferences and there's a lot of dudes that look like me. Okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see you next week. I'm going to try to post these on Tuesday, and I'll see you then. Till then, best of luck. My name's Chris. I've given you a closer glimpse on how to become a better maker, a better man, a better woman, just a better person. You know why? For your family, for yourself. It's a great journey, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. It didn't open.